Yo, what's poppin'? It's your man Dean Edwards. You can catch me right now on Kandid Kisses TV with Michelle C. We doing big things. You can follow me on all my social media at I am Dean Edwards. And check out my special on Netflix, Tiffany Haddish Presents They Ready, Season 2, Episode 6. Let's go.
It's the Jill of all trades, Michelle C, a.k.a. DJ Make a Move. She cute. Your host of Kandid Kisses TV, everywhere you need to be. And if you don't know by now, it's not your typical interview, y'all.
Candy kisses blown away. Candy kisses, TV for tomorrow today. Man, throw that auto-tune on that bitch. Have me sound like Teddy Payne.
Hi there, this is Kim Cole, and you are rocking with Candy Kisses TV.
It's your boy Talent, baby. Michelle and Candy Kisses TV with my girl Michelle C. Don't take it personal.
What up, Kiss fam? It is your girl, Michelle C, a.k.a. DJ Make a Move, the Jill of all trades. And I'm back with another hot one. But before we get started, you know what I got to do, like I do each and every time. I got to threaten you a little bit. Come on now. Subscribe now. I'm going to tell you, mama, act like she done raised you right. And I'm so serious about my subscriptions. I'm going to let my Aquarius sisters let you know how I really feel about it.
I don't wanna fuck nobody up.
No, 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 no.
I don't wanna fuck nobody up.
I don't wanna fuck nobody up. But I will.
If I have to.
And that's on God. So now that the church announcements are over, we are getting ready to get into it. I have another dope, hilarious comedian, content creator, producer, actor. Baby, listen, this man been tickling your funny bone for some years now. He has been grinding and doing his thing. Give it up for none other than the one and only Dean Edwards. Pew, 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 pew.
You know, before I go any further, I gotta say, we focus so much on the negative aspects of COVID, but if not for COVID, we wouldn't have received those wonderful Jennifer Lewis, Brandy ditties, like the one you just showed leading us in. I forgot about those. Those
Yes.
are priceless.
Come on now, I was loving every bit of that. I said that is all day. That's me all day.
And those were the edited, those were the final edits. So you wonder what they came up with that never made the cut.
Oh yeah, I know they're real ignorant because I love Jennifer Lewis, and I know she real ignorant. And Brandy is an Aquarius like me, so ignorance is our thing.
Yeah, Jennifer Lewis. For those, Jennifer Lewis actually has a great sort of memoir autobiography. I think it was called "The Mother of Black Hollywood," and I read it last year, and probably the funniest book I read. Might be the funniest book I ever read. Like hers and Gina Yashere, who's also a very funny stand-up and actress and producer. Her book was called Cack-Handed, if I'm not mistaken. I like reading a lot of entertainment, autobios. Just got Ada Rodriguez. Ada Rodriguez's book, Legitimate Kid. And
she's hilarious.
Yeah. I haven't read it yet, but I'm gonna close out the year with that one.
Okay. Well, let's get into your business just a little bit.
Yeah.
So I always ask people that come on to the show, when did you know that you wanted to be in the entertainment industry?
I knew I wanted to be in the entertainment industry when I was at Atlanta Comedy Theater this summer, and I met Michelle C. I said, if I can make it at this comedy club, please invite me on this show. No, when I saw Eddie Murphy Delirious when I was a kid, I saw Eddie Murphy Delirious and ran to my parents' bedroom and told them that night. I said, that's what I want to do, and they were supportive. That was key. Having family members that actually encouraged what I did, or me making noises and sounds or talking to myself in the corner. They allowed me to just be me, and here we are. I'm on Candy Kisses. Candy Kisses on away. Who sang that? Who was doing your drop?
That was Tyler Chronicles' Silly Butt.
Okay, Tyler. Because that's the first thing I thought when I saw it. I was like,
you gotta be at least an 80s baby, or grew up around that era to even know who Tracy Spencer is. So
oh yeah, Tracy Spencer was fire. I'll take it back. She was on Tracy Spencer had her start on Star Search before American Idol and The Voice and The 5 or The 4 and America's Got Talent. There was Star Search. There was Star Search and Showtime at the Apollo. And I don't know about Star Search, but Showtime at the Apollo. I like watching those old episodes on Tubi. If you want to watch some bad cinema, and then look, I'm not even gonna say bad black cinema because there's a lot of others on Tubi that are just bad movies. Someone had a droid phone and a ring light and said, "Let's make a movie." You can watch those awful movies, or you can watch old Showtime at the Apollos and see some of your favorites, get their start. And you'll watch like, I didn't know something. And my wife is always messing with me because if I see somebody that I know on there, whether in the amateur show or actually, doing a featured stand-up spot, I pause to take the picture and send it to them. Like, why you on that?
You ain't right. No, let me tell you, if you watch Tubi, now Tubi does have some decent movies, but then they got the ignorant ones.
Yes, they do.
If you want to watch an ignorant movie, you need to do yourself a favor and look up No Disrespect. That's
I've seen the clips. I've seen
the clips. Come on.
Wait, is No Disrespect the one where if I'm not mistaken, with like the little boy gets like she winds up blasting everybody in the scene, and the little kid's like, I'm a kid, and she's like,
oh no.
Okay.
That was stupid too. No Disrespect is what it do. He was like, you want to know what I've been doing around here?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was even. Well, here's someone wrote that.
I
know. Someone actually wrote in the script that ratchetness. It was like, you know what? I'm about to change the game.
Man,
this. Spike Lee be damned.
They know how ignorant we are. They were just like, if don't nothing else hit, that's gonna hit.
Yeah. And it did. It became viral. And then I saw, you know what? Because my friend, shout out to Hugh Moore. My buddy Hugh sends me all of these clips. But then he found, I guess, the filmmaker. It might have been to that one or to the one I was talking about, and the person was sort of in their feelings, saying, I just, our people complain about us not having anything, and then somebody put something out there. If y'all watch beyond that clip, you see this, and the whole time I'm looking like, now right. you know good and well you did that for the likes and the response, and you got that shock, the shock value, but we didn't respond the way you expected us to.
Right. But a response is a response, because either way he got paid.
Sure did. What did he though?
But you get a residual off the Tubi checks, like you. I don't know.
I wasn't aware. I didn't know Tubi.
Yeah, they do like the profit sharing and all. Like, yeah, they get paid off of that.
Okay, so whoever the filmmaker is gets paid, but what about the actors?
I don't know about them. I ain't got to do it.
Okay. That's why SAG-AFTRA and WGA was on. I don't even know if those movies are SAG-AFTRA or WGA.
Probably not. I mean, with that type of script, I highly doubt it. But
Kandid Kisses TV is brought to you by Kissable Lips Cosmetics. You can be kissed without kissable lips. Shop KissableLipsCosmetics.com today for all your beauty needs. Guess what? Kandid Kisses TV has merch. That's right. You can find it at artistperiod.com. We have everything you need. We have hoodies. We have coffee mugs. We even have throw pillows and beach towels for the summer. Get it right. Keep it tight. Listen, Everything you need to get your drip right, artistperiod.com has it for you. That's artistperiod.com. Get your drip right with artistperiod.com and Kandid Kisses TV. Make sure you get it today.
Well, like I said, you have been in the game for quite some time. Do you remember your first time on stage?
Oh yeah. I was it was February 21st, 1992.
Not you know the whole date.
I you know what's funny? I've always been good with dates, but I also remember Def Comedy Jam premiered a week or two after. It was a Friday night, and so Def Jam premiered within a week or two after that. And I was always proud because as much as I did Def Comedy Jam, but I'm proud I started before it, so people didn't say, "Oh, you became a comedian because of Def Comedy Jam." I'm like, no, that was another achievement I wanted to sort of mark off once I became a comic. I was in a talent show where at my school it was Apollo night actually, because Showtime at the Apollo was so popular, and I did the talent show. Wound up coming in second place to a rap group. And I've been chasing the high off of that first show ever since. Because it was such an exciting moment. I'd never experienced that sort of elation of hearing the crowd, and it was packed in there. It was probably, I would say, at least like 500 people in the audience, and then from there I just started seeing wherever I could get on stage to get some mic time, and doing everything from hosting fashion shows to doing things at the churches, and it weren't even my church, just churches. I was like, y'all need somebody to host this,
Right.
the Alphas had a step show. I'll do it. I still have my $20 framed somewhere in the basement from the first actual $20 I made off of comedy. I was like, I could get paid for this.
What gave you that confidence to just say, to get over the nerves? 'Cause I mean, most people, I can't speak for all, but most people, when you get on stage for the first time, you're nervous as hell. Like that never goes away. You keep going, but the nervousness is always there.
Oh yeah, no, I was nervous that first time because nobody, unlike now where comedy is so prevalent. Like now, if someone says, I'm a comedian, people are like, all right, because comedy is the witness protection program. Like everybody, you have people that were rappers, that were singers, that were on reality shows, that were popping on social media, and then they're like, oh, I could do that comedy thing. Because I think with stand-up, in comparison to every other form of entertainment, number one, we make it look easy. That's part of the job, right? Is making it look easy and also look conversational. Like there is no prep, there's no rehearsal. But every comic you've seen, whether you're watching David Chappelle or Kevin Hart or Sebastian Maniscalco, when you see those specials, or myself, if you watch a comedy special, those are jokes that have been ironed and run, countless hundreds of times, if not thousands of times, to ensure that you've mastered that material, so that when you present it to the world on a large scale, like HBO or Netflix or what have you, bring them upstairs. We had a puppy.
I see. I said I got one too, and he just
anytime that comics really lock into the material, it's locked in. And so I think, unlike if you go to a show on Broadway, right? If you go to see MJ the musical on Broadway, or Six the musical, or Wicked, you've spent a grip just to get those seats, those expensive seats, and you're locking in, saying, oh, I'm plugging in for an actual. This is a real show, And so when people pay to see us, yourself, myself, in a comedy club, there's almost a presumption like like it's not anticipation where you're leaning in. It's sort of a lean back, like, all right, let me see what this
Yeah.
dude's gonna do. Especially if they don't know you. You
Of
know,
course.
if you're paying to see a comedy concert at an arena, you've bought an outfit. You got your outfit. And it's like going to a club back in the, or not a club, but an actual musical concert. It's like going to Essence Fest,
Right.
right? Where you have your outfit, you spend a bunch of money, and you're going to have a good time. When it comes to going to a comedy club, people kind of, they going like, let me see, who this or that dude with the hair from? Yeah, I've seen it before. Let me see. But
Mhm.
it's a here. I need you to prove to me that you're funny. If
Right.
if they don't know you, if they're not familiar with you, if they're familiar with you, then they're spending their good hard-earned money and they're plugging in and they're anxious. But if it's someone they're not familiar with, there's a sort of reluctance, like especially with the folk. We want the most bang for our entertainment buck. So we like,
Right. Got in for free, but what?
yeah, yeah. Let me see what this dude doing. But then those are your biggest supporters once you win them. Once you win
Yeah.
them over, like a black crowd, there's nothing like our people. If I can't rock the Apollo, I don't want to rock.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, speaking of that, since you I've known like back in the day, I didn't know that comedy until I started doing it. I didn't
Mhm,
know comedy was really like a writing thing because
mhm.
I'm just like, I just thought people were just funny and they went up there.
Right,
So
right.
when did you know you were a good writer?
Um, because look, it's fun. It's funny you say that because I got my book right here. I was just writing before I came on the podcast. When did I know I was a good writer? Probably the first time I actually got laughs off of something that I sat and jotted down. That first show in '92. I had been jotting ideas for jokes for probably at that point and a decade. Since I was a teenager, I was jotting my ideas and saying, I think this is funny. And so, to give a little more clarity on how that show happened, I was actually many of my friends knew I was a writer or a rapper at the time. I was an MC. I was focused on my demo. And
Yeah.
I was also acting. I was in August Wilson's Fences at the time, and
Oh,
that
nice.
that week I showed up at rehearsal, and our rehearsal was running late, so I wound up going. I was wandering the halls of my college, and I went to another area where they were rehearsing run of show for the Apollo night. That was 48 hours from that evening, and
Mhm.
I just wound up on stage and started snapping and roasting people, and my friend Kiki was like, you should get in the show. And I've been saying for years, I think with comics, the hardest thing is getting on stage that first time.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, so I just crammed for the next 48 hours. I pulled out all my old notebooks that I
Mhm.
just jotted whatever goofy or silly idea in, and present. And the night of the show, my friends didn't even know. I had my camcorder.
Mhm.
I told my friends, here, record whatever's interesting. I went to the bathroom to say a prayer.
Yeah.
And they announced, yeah, we have a comedian, Dean Edwards. And my friends like, comedian, Dean Edwards? They mean he's rapping? Because everybody else on the show was rapping.
Mhm.
Everybody was rapping or getting their Jodeci Boys to Men on. Everybody had a 4-part harmony group, and a lot of them were awful.
I'm sure.
Um, and I wound up going up there, and I wound up killing. And
Yeah.
once I killed, I think comedy is stand-up comedy is really ego based, because it's feeding the ego and letting you know with immediacy that you have something, right? Because if you're not funny, that's the one time where if you aren't funny, you won't have a room full of people laughing. It's sort of oxymoronic. But
Right.
if you're winning, you plug in, and I found that first show, I was joking about Michael Jackson, Boys to Men, Geez, crisscross. You know, I was talking hip hop. You know, I was like, all right, well, I come from hip hop, so I'm gonna joke about it. You know what I know. I didn't really know that much at the time, but it was working. It was connecting with people, and in those moments, I said, "Yo, okay, I think I have something." And then the next couple of shows I did, I was still doing well, and then it finally took. An actual comedy club to let me know, oh, okay, you ain't as good as you thought you were. And that's because when your first couple of shows are bangers, and then you hit that first bomb, and it's not a bomb where people boo, it's just a bomb where people just stare or ponder. Like, ain't nothing worse than someone like looking at someone next to them for clarity, like.
Wait, listen. I had 3 shows this weekend, and I ain't gonna say the man's name because that's my boy. But you can tell when a person is like, I mean, he was struggling through it. That's all I can say.
Did he hit the? Whew, it's crazy out here, man. It's crazy.
No, he might as well say, who dating? No, but no, it was this. You can see like I can tell he's probably better at hosting, but he had headline. And it was like, my homeboy was like, how long he got to be up there? I was just like, he the headliner. What you mean? He was like, oh, so he got 40 minutes? I was like, I guess. And he was like, the show's supposed to end at 9:30. I was like, okay, what time is it? He was like, it's 8:57. I don't think he's going to make it.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, well, he gonna have to
it's trial by fire. You know, no matter how charming, funny, because a fair portion of what you do on stage is people liking you, right? If people like you, they're gonna rock with you. But there's still structure, and so I don't even know who your friend is. I don't know what they do. I might know them.
You definitely know them. I
might know them, but if they're only used to hosting, you can't do an hour of crowd work. I mean, you can.
That's what it was. That's exactly what the problem was.
Yeah, you can do crowd work, but it's like shout out to like I remember meeting Matt Rife probably 11, 12 years ago at Uptown with Gary, right? Mm-hmm. And he was new.
Yeah.
But I know he blew up off of the TikTok and social media and the crowd work. And I've actually had conversations with people. I'm like, well, no, I said, son is actually he is a stand-up, and so
he has material.
Yeah, he has material. But I think what's happened, especially within the last year, a few years, is that because everyone, myself included, everyone is posting crowd work. Mm-hmm. Which makes sense, right? Because if you have an hour of material, right? Not even like, say you're a new comic and you only have 20 minutes of material, you're like, well, here, I don't want to post my hot 20 minutes, but I can post me talking to the audience. I can post me doing crowd work with the audience. And so what it's done, it's also created a false expectation for audience members that maybe have never been to a stand-up comedy show, right? And so they've never been to a stand-up comedy show, and then they think, that's what I'm supposed to see a comic talking to the audience. I think I heard Andrew Schultz saying the same thing, and I remember after the Def Comedy Jam pop, because Black comics, that's what we were known for, was, oh, look at this dude in the front row, right? Mm-hmm. And so then it created, it just reinforced to people that didn't know better to think, oh, well, I'm supposed to come to a show and sort of fight with the comics. Like, nah, this ain't combat comedy. You play with the audience, but you also, I have actual jokes. And so I think with someone like Rife and all of us, Rife is experienced. And so him releasing the special recently was to sort of say to the world, no, I'm a stand-up. Right. And the crowd work is just, an added bonus. It's like DL. DL was like the king of that. When you saw him on BET Comic View back in the days. But DL has a lot to say, especially over the years. He's developed and become more prolific as far as talking regarding politics and what's going on in the world. But he also, I've seen shows where he hits people in the head, but then he also does crowd work as well. And it's in addition. It's myself. I do impressions, but I tell jokes. I have material, and the impressions are just the added bonus, the cherry on top.
Because the one thing, before we move on, the one thing that made the dude ask me, he was like, "How long you think he gonna last?" It's because he was saying something, and he was just like, "Oh, you didn't think that was funny?" The lady was like, "No." I was like, damn.
But you know what? And that's another. I watched the comic this weekend. I was in Yonkers. I was at Yonkers Comedy Club, headlining, and a newer comic asked me to do a guest spot, and I never mind giving New Jacks a little burn, within reason. If I'm working on something, it's like, listen, you cutting into my time now, right? But I said, yeah, I'll get 5 minutes, and so he did something, and he asked the question. And here's a mistake. This will every New Jack and New Jill out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't ask the audience questions, they can't give you an answer that you don't want to hear. Right?
Exactly.
Let me say that again. If you don't ask the audience questions, you can't get an answer that you do not want to hear, because that's the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Oh, that one." As soon as he opened up the floodgates by saying, "Oh, yeah, I don't think that was funny." No.
It was the sternness of her no that just had me holler.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, the folk, we tell the truth. We are honest. Like mainstream or audiences, they will listen and they're patient, and they'll oh, he's giving it a good try. We let you know immediately. Just facial. You don't even gotta say nothing. If you look out in the audience and see someone like this, like if you hit your punchline and they hit you with, that's
like,
what you wanted. But that's wonderful constructive criticism, because immediately, don't ever say that again.
Exactly.
We'll never do that again. You should have known better.
Well, speaking of your impressions, how did you know that you could do that? Is that something that you tried to practice on, or you just kind of feel like?
That's just like when I was a kid. I was doing impressions of everybody from Bugs Bunny to Darth Vader. What's that? The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force. And I love like James Earl Jones, how he said, like, words always were like delicious to me, right? And the way he said, because he didn't say power, he said power. If you watch James Earl Jones in the original Conan the Barbarian, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's like, and that is strength, that is power. What is steel compared to the hand that wields it? And I was like, yo, this dude. So I just got goosebumps, by the way. Like I wanted to be able to give people goosebumps, and I always was impressed with different people's voices and mimicking their voice. That was like a superpower of mine, where I could hear someone. I could listen to it. Was a lot of it was musical. Listen to Michael Jackson. Yeah, close your eye and rhythm get in. And how he like ride let that rhythm get into you. Like those things always resonate, and they were very musical. And so I wanted to mimic that.
My first impression that I saw you do was Denzel Washington. I was like, oh, this boy good.
Oh, because everybody, wait. I like doing voices of people that nobody else is or was doing at the time. So when I first started doing Denzel, there weren't really people that were doing Denzel. Now it's very passe. Now, because I think once you discover the nuance and you point out, okay, well, he talks with his hands, and everything he's saying is with his hands, and he's jowly. So, and if Denzel is, if he's shocked or stern, suddenly I don't know why he gets stroke mouth.
Right.
But and he blinks when he's uncertain, you know, and his S's are very SE. So you know, there's things, but then as you listen to Denzel, you also realize that Adam Sandler has the same exact voice. He just it's a little more pronounced. But yeah, you know, but he goes, it's the same exact voice. You know, Jay-Z is the same exact voice as LL Cool J, whereas LL is, you know, slowed down. Jay-Z is just a little more excited.
You know who voice I don't think anybody's ever done, but it always is funny to me, Meek Mills. Because no matter what beat he's on, he gonna get you hyped.
He got the same exact sound when he rounds to the beat. He's all in his head.
Right?
You know what I mean? Right.
You're like, you might be chilling, but as soon as he gets like, man, I just want to fight.
I'm a boss. Well, that's what's funny because he's a boss, but doesn't that sound like that? That's not the voice. I'm a boss.
Look, prove it, bro. Well, we're moving on. What is one of your most memorable moments you've had on stage?
On stage, following DMX, Method Man, Redman, and LL Cool J when I take my second TV show, Showtime with Apollo. Nice. If you go to I Am Dean Edwards on YouTube, I think you can see the set I did. But if y'all look up 4321 was a song, Method Man, Redman, DMX, LL Cool J, Showtime with Apollo, and I had to follow them. And mind you, this is DMX just was like popping. He just started popping, and it's in New York at the Apollo. And the clip is insanity because they all were ripping. But when X came out, stay out the dark. And if I catch you when the sun is down, when the cloud come up off, then you can see the crowd. Like you felt like the Apollo Theater ceiling was going to collapse. Oh, and wow. Everybody backstage, look, I'm over here. Everybody backstage is like, you about to tell jokes? But because they don't show it in how it's taped is, you know, how it's shot is not how it airs in order. Usually Showtime at the Apollo, they would open with the musical act, and then they would the musical act would do 2 songs, and then they would do the talent show, the amateur night, and then they would squeeze in the comic. But they did 4, 3, 2, 1. Then had me go out. Then had to reset the stage for LL to do his second song. And then they also had Steve, hosting. Steve Harvey was hosting at the time, and they had the amateurs come out, and I wound up. And also, you remember that singer Sammy? You remember that young Sammy was actually an amateur in that episode. He couldn't have been more than 10 or 12 years old, and so I remember. So I remember when he, and then I think when I was on the second time, Keisha Cole had just dropped I Changed My Mind.
Oh, that CD was bomb. I love that CD.
That's always hot. And so so I had to follow them, and I just rode the wave. I come from hip hop, so I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just ride the wave. And the first joke I had was about Biggie, because Biggie had just been unfortunately taken from us. So I had a joke about B.I.G. P.O.P.P.A. And so I was able to, and that's at that point I had only been a comic maybe 5 or 6 years, and so I knew enough to say, okay, well, I can't just go and do my jokes. You have to address the elephant in the room. And so I actually opened up my set, which now that I'm thinking about it, didn't make sense if you watched it at home, because I'm referring to in the TV show, I'm referring to something that happened probably 40 minutes earlier. But in the live taping, I was like, give it up for LL. That's real hip hop. And boom, I just went right into the Biggie bit, and I survived. So that's one of my proudest moments.
Just how about survival? Because I think we went to, maybe 5 years ago. My mom wanted to go to see Apollo because she loves Steve Harvey, and it was like she was so mad. She was like, "Why Steve ain't here?" Because Capone ended up hosting that night.
Why Steve not here? Because he got 6 other jobs.
Right.
He had the Family Feud. He got the morning radio show. At the time, he had a talk show on TV.
Right. The one thing I didn't like about the Apollo was because that night when we went, everybody was good. I came ready to boo. I didn't get to get my boo. Man, I was so mad. I had my boo was right here. I was ready.
That's funny. You were stretching, getting ready for your boo.
I had my me. I was like, come on, somebody got to be horrible.
Right.
But I was like, and it was only one lady. She was almost out of here because she was doing poetry. But then she saved it at the end, talking about some, black women. As soon as she started, then she got it. But I was like, nigga, my boo was coming, boy. I was ready.
You started.
I was like, all right now, I'm on the edge of my seat. I was ready, boy.
But that's the difference between the live show versus the televised show, right? Because televised, I think they actually include, the Sandman Sims coming out, or who CP Lacey, who took over this, the executioner later on. That was good for TV. The same way, to me, there's no American Idol without Showtime at the Apollo, right? Because you watched American Idol because you liked hearing what Simon had to say, because Simon was brutally honest.
Exactly.
Right. And you see someone that was awful, so see some dude singing terribly, and then you see Simon, what are you doing? Why are you wasting our time? No one's told you.
Right.
And so I think with the taping of the TV show, again, it's a production. So they want some amazing performers, but they also like, let that dude with the lime green suit and clown shoes that's singing Luther Vandross in a tank top. Let him go on.
Yep.
There's an Apollo audience, that crowd uptown, like you said, they came ready to boo, and they see that and they're like, oh, fresh meat. It's like new in prison, new fish.
I'm telling you, they were just like, oh, what is? As soon as they see your outfit, they're like, oh no, this nigga getting booed.
Yeah. And Capone is a great host. Capone, he been hosting.
Awesome. I love Capone.
He's been hosting up that Wednesday night for a long time. He actually took over for Talent. Talent used to do.
So, but after he got done, she was like, all right, well, I guess he was good. I was like, why you mad at him because he ain't Steve? She was like, cause I want to see Steve. I said, well, whatever. He did good. She said, yeah, he was actually excellent. I said, okay.
Right. When somebody says, actually, they were really good.
Oh, right? Yeah.
If someone says, you know what? That was actually I'm like, okay, it must have been good, because they were ready to not like it.
Oh yeah, she was ready. As soon as she didn't see that nigga suit come out there, she was like, that ain't Steve. I said, Mama, come on.
Bone had a fur on.
Right. He came out like, nobody ain't Steve, but what's up? What we doing?
Right.
So, we are moving on. What is your ultimate goal in the entertainment industry, and what do you want to do with your platform?
Ultimate goal is, obviously, you want to inspire people. Obviously, I want even, higher levels of quote unquote success, where I see myself, being Mr. Box Office. I got into this chasing Eddie Murphy, so I'm always look to chase Eddie Murphy's example. I want to be at the top of the film box office, and also top of the stand-up comedy box office, where I'm selling out arenas. I sell out clubs now, but I want to sell out arenas, and I will. I'm confident I will, and also expand my platform by giving opportunities to my friends, or people that I think are funny. That's what I love about. Big shout out to Tiffany Haddish, because that's what she's done with her platform, and she was brand new in the game.
Yeah.
Tiffany only been on, quote unquote, on for 7-8 years, if that, and They Ready season 1 that's probably like 5-6 years. So that means she was only 2-3 years in, and was given opportunities to 6 of her cohorts in comedy, 6 of her friends, April Macy, Flame Monroe, Tracy Ashley, Marlo, Ida Rodriguez, Shantae Wayans, and she said, nah, I have an opportunity. Netflix gave me this opportunity, so I'm going to make sure my friends get opportunities to not only be stand-up comics on this major platform, but also be executive producers of their own comedy specials. And so that I look to do the same. I think because I think the gift of life is to give and give without end. And so if you give it yourself, it constantly comes back to you 100-fold.
What singer do? Hey, what singer do? Hey, yo, what singer do? What singer do? Hey, cuz. What singer do, cuz? Singer do is a music game that all can play. All you have to do is sing the melody of the song on the card using only the word do.
Do. Same genre. Do.
What?
Do. 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 Do.
Kick off my shoes and relax my feet. Get ticket.
Do, do, do.
Do,
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 do, do. Do, do, do.
We'll make you.
Do, 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 do. Do, do, do.
You got your family and they need you there. But I try to resist being last on your list. But no other girl's gonna do. Order your copy today at singadude.com.
And I feel like that's how you're supposed to do, because don't nobody want to be rich by themselves.
Exactly. Exactly. You know why I gotta loan you money? I put you on. I'll get you on.
Exactly.
You got money too.
You get your own money. There we go.
Exactly.
All right. So before we get out of it, because since we was talking about the hip hop, I gotta ask you, who is your favorite rapper and singer?
What, favorite?
Yeah.
Ooh, favorite. I don't have a favorite. I'll give favorites.
Okay.
Only because I'm like, you know, we have this tendency to like pit, like I get when people like, all right, give me your top 5. I'm like, that's impossible. Because what made you move when you were 12 years old still has an impact, but that's not to say what made you move when you were 22 or 32 or so forth doesn't have the same impact. It's just you're developed at a different level of your development.
All right.
You know?
I got a better question then.
Okay.
If you're stranding on a desert island and you only have 2 CDs to listen to, what's gonna get you to your island stay?
If I had 2 CDs I listened to, I'd say Stevie Wonder songs in the Key of Life.
Okay.
Oh man. And I almost want to say Public Enemy Takes a Nation, a Million Soldiers Back. Because those are 2 albums that polar opposites and pretty much take me through every emotion that I can think of. You know, Stevie Wonder's songs in the Key of Life. No, I'll do you one better. Stevie Wonder. I almost want to say Stevie Wonder's greatest hits, because you get some of the hits from his entire catalog.
Yes.
And that was a double CD, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, I got it. So I know what you're talking about. Yep. All right. Well, we are moving on. Name one of your favorite female comedians.
Favorite? I just spoke to her last night. Dominique. Dominique's one of my favorites.
Nigga, listen, that's my girl right there. I love Dominique.
Dominique is funny, but I can't just name one because I just spoke. Dominique's fresh in my. I mean, she's such a fire and so unsung. She doesn't get the props that she should, but Dominique is dope. Marina Franklin is dope. Pat Brown is fire. Yamanika Sanders. Aaron Jackson. Let me tell y'all something. If you watch my special, Tiffany Addis Presents They Ready Season 2, Episode 6. But Season 2, Episode 2 is Aaron Jackson and Aaron, because we all taped the same time. We all taped the same weekend. But there were a lot that, you know, we shot outside, which a lot of people didn't realize. We shot outside. They made it look like it was indoors. So shout out to Paige Hurwitz and Pusha Productions for doing so. So we didn't get a chance because we were dealing with helicopters and traffic noise. By night number 2, because usually when you shoot a comedy special, you shoot 2 nights in a row or 2 shows in one night. So we shot 2 nights in a row. So after all of the issues, the technical issues of night number 1, by night number 2, I didn't get a chance to watch Godfrey or Tony Woods or Aaron or Barbara Carlisle or Kimberly Jackson. So is it Kimberly Jackson or Kim Jones? Jeez, Kim Jones, that's Lil Kim. Anyway, I'm sorry, Kim. Kimberly Clark. And so I didn't get a chance to really watch Aaron's special, but then when they premiered, I watched them all and I was like, yo, Aaron is so everybody did their thing, but Aaron's the one that made me say, oh, well, you know, like when you watch someone do their thing, you're like, oh, well, that's how you coming with it, okay, you know, because it makes you step up your game. So that's what I mean as far as being inspired. So I love Aaron. I was working with her at the Comedy Cellar last week. Lynn Coplitz is funny. Jesus, so many. Tiffany is dope.
That's how you know you've been doing comedy a long time. You know everybody.
I do, but I mean, it's because it's a small, it's a very tiny circuit. Pretty Ricky's funny. Pretty Ricky's like a newer comic that I met with in the last. Guy Torrey, world famous Guy T. Guy Torrey introduced us, and she actually gave me a tag that I still use. She's on tour with Cat right now. So yeah, I mean, the funny is funny. I don't even like getting into the funniest female versus funniest male. I'm like, if you're funny, I rock with you.
You know, normally people always ask, well, who's your favorite comedian? They always say a guy. They never get a woman.
Right. No, I listen. I give credit. No, so I totally understand and appreciate the inquiry, but I do my best to celebrate the funniest comics, male or female. But you are right. You are right that Zainab Johnson. If y'all ain't get a chance to watch, Zainab's new special is on Amazon Prime. Mm-hmm. Yo, Zainab brought and I remember meeting Zainab before she was a stand-up. You know, I've known her for a long time, and so to see what she's achieved with her special, because it's funny, but it's also heartfelt and poignant. And she talks about being a woman. Being a woman that happens to be a Muslim, being a woman that happens to be a Muslim that's also a Black woman, you know. So she's giving you her perspective and how she experiences the world and how the world experiences her unapologetically. So it's a dope special. So check out Zainab's Hijabs Off on Amazon Prime. I'm plugging everybody, yo.
I know that's how you're supposed to do. That's what real friends do.
Yeah.
True. All right. Before we got these last serious question, what are some words of wisdom you will give any upcoming entertainer entrepreneur?
Words of wisdom, because I'm not big on advice, because what works for one person might not work for the next person, but just do the work. If you're a stand-up, just get on stage. If you get on stage, you will figure it out. The same way I did, the same way Michelle did. Just get on stage, because even if you get on stage and you get the people looking and confused, if it's meant for you to get back on that stage, you're going to want to figure it out. You're going to want to sort of crack the code. You know, that's like I've had people that told me tip T.I. You know, I had friends that were in the audience at the Barclays Center, and they're like, yo, what's up with your man? But what I respect about son is that he didn't let that deter him.
Absolutely.
You know, and now like people like, yo, T.I. got funny. I'm like, all right, well, he stuck with it. You know, it's
around him too, so they ain't gonna let him hang out there like that.
Right. Shout out to Kelly. shout out to K Dub.
That's right. But yeah, okay. Well, we get ready to move on to but you know what? Before I get out of that, if you don't do nothing else, even if you didn't do comedy, heck, you got a career in voiceovers, you got a career in hip hop, like you was gonna do something anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I love entertaining people. I love putting God bless me with a bunch of gifts and skills. Whether it's doing donkey when Eddie Murphy's not available, to filling in the blanks for the Mac Man when he passed away in Soul Man. Like I've been very fortunate, with the VO work and commercial work. But yeah, I'm like, I wake up every morning like, use me.
I know that's right. Shoot, come on now. That's what I said. When I get out of here, I want to be empty. I done did everything I thought I wanted to do.
Exactly.
All right, so now we are moving on to our fun segments. Our first one is Kiss or Diss. This is just celebrity questions. You decide who you kissing, who you dissing.
Oh, wow. Right. Okay.
First one, we got Kerry Washington or Kerry Hilson. Who you kissing, who you dissing?
Oh, wow. Geez, y'all are mean. I got a diss. I can't kiss both.
Well, pick one.
I guess kiss Kerry Washington.
Okay. All right.
Washington. I'll let y'all say this, Miss Hilson.
All right. Next one. Halle Berry or Lisa Ray? Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
Oh, Halle Berry, son. Like,
Okay. You like no questions, right?
just shout out to the Brat's half sister, but come on, son.
All right. Last one. We got Shirley from What's Happening or Mary McLeod Bethune. Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
Shirley from What's Happening. She's a comic.
Okay.
And she gets a kiss just because she looked out for Martin Lawrence when he was coming up. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, Shirley definitely gets love.
All right, we're moving on to our DAQs that are dumbass questions.
The DAX.
Questions I want to answers to. What was one of your worst jobs you ever had?
Worst jobs ever had. It was like one of my favorite jobs. It was also worse. I was a stock boy at Kmart, and the job was fun. I was a smart aleck, man, because they told us we had to wear a tie, and so I got one of my dad's old 1970s ties, and they told me you have to wear a tie. So I would wear it, but it only came it only came down to here.
You got the short one.
I had a big fat clown tie, and then they complained about that, and so I did the opposite. So I made, my dad was 6'11", 3/4 inches, so he had long ties. So I made that tie go down to my knees. I was like, you told me it had to be longer, so yeah. So that was it was a great job. But then one time they asked me to go clean the men's room. I was like, oh yeah, nah, this ain't for me.
That's a wrap.
I was like, and scene.
Dang, you said 6'11". I done met some tall people, but never 6'11".
Yeah. Mom was a freak. No.
All right. Look, I ain't mad at it because if I find me a 6'11", I'm sure I'm gonna be like, "What's up? I'm climbing that tree." Shoot. All right. If you could crip walk on anyone that you know in the past personally, with no consequences, who would it be?
If I could say that again, if you
could walk on anybody in the past with no consequences, who would it be?
With no consequence? Geez. If I could crip walk. The first person came to mind was like a Suge Knight. Like it looked Suge at the 1995 Source Awards when he came. I was at the Garden that day. I watched him live. Anybody want to do their music videos? Don't want their executive producer all in videos.
Right.
Oh, hey, I remember standing there saying, I was like, wait, what's happening? Everybody was shocked. And so if I could go back in time with no consequence, I don't know if I would do it on him, but it would have been dope just to run up on stage, and while he's standing there like doing it, I would have just like because MC8 was up front too, so MC8 would have hopped on stage with me. Who knows?
Hey, I remember MC8. Oh, so I gotta ask you about this. Dang on the puffy thing. I was like, if I send you a picture of Cassie, I want my money today. That's what I want, because I believe he did everything they accused of him. I hate to put him out there, but I believe he did everything.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't read all the I've read more rebuttals from, like, I saw Teray shout out Teray from Philly, and he made a post today saying, so are we just complicit with money makes the problem go away, and so I was like, that's an interesting take. I've been happily not heavily on social media because there's so much between. I was just in Palestine 2 months ago, and so between the war and in Palestine and the Middle East, and then this drama with them, and entertainers, I'm like, you know what? Sometimes it's nice to disconnect.
I understand, because there's always something going on. When they talk about the couch, I ain't trying to be on that couch.
I know that's right.
All right. What is one embarrassing moment you're willing to share from your childhood?
One embarrassing moment One embarrassing moment from my childhood that I'm willing to share. I remember one time, back in the days when we had, the just regular cameras. I remember one time my brother was cloud. My older brother was clouding me, and so I mooned him, and he took a picture of it, but I didn't realize my mother's, or my parents sent the photos away to get developed. I got in trouble.
Oh, sure.
Because I didn't realize that. I didn't even think to myself, oh, that's really gonna wind up a photo, a developed photo. I didn't do that again.
I'm sure.
They're like, oh, you just 6'11" and a half. So you just think you're just gonna be embarrassing us at Photo Mat, huh? No, I just left.
Oh my god. All right. If you could create a lame superhero, what would their name be, and what would their lame superpower be?
You said lame, LAME?
Yes.
If I could create a lame super I'm laughing because you actually sat and wrote this out. Like, here, I'm gonna kill him with this one. If I could invent a lame superhero, how about Stank Feet Man? Stank Feet Man, and he he's a super. Can he be a super villain? Or he's a superhero. But anytime, like, say somebody's robbing a bank, they send Stank Feet Man in, and as soon as who are you? And then he just pulls his sock off and oh no, you don't get the money back. Right. He got stank feet. You just see little kids running out. My feet stank.
Oh my god. You're ridiculous. All right. Last stupid question. Name 3 items you would purchase to make a cashier feel uncomfortable.
3 items purchased to make a cashier feel uncomfortable. Some sort of itching ointment. Okay. Maybe like what's the one? What's the like if you have like crabs, like if you get like the crab one, like this. But you just give them all the items from like that and KY and just throw in a banana.
Okay.
Just to confuse them. Don't ask me why CVS would be selling bananas.
Hey, they sell everything else,
Right.
All right, we are moving on to our fan favorite, which is Grinds My Gangster. Name one of your pet peeves.
Oh, that's one of my pet peeves is when people, I guess, being misunderstood. When you do something with the best intentions and people don't listen, and pay attention, and because people are so quick to get defensive. So I think to me there's nothing worse than when you say something to someone and they're like, nah, but you like, no, listen to what I'm saying. Let me explain myself. You have to, because in the world we live in now, everybody wants to be heard, but nobody wants to listen. So I think for me it's when people, in political discourse, people don't really discuss. People just want to make their point. Yeah. People just want to be right. Instead of being right, listen, and maybe you'll learn something.
You better say that. I had an ex like that. I used to, every time we would get in a little argument about something, it wouldn't be because 90% of the time I would be agreeing with him, but I'm just saying it my own way. And he's so ready to fuck. I used to just hang up on him. I'm like, you know what? If you ain't gonna listen, I might as well just.
That's why he's your ex.
Yeah, I mean, like if you can't listen,
it's exhausting.
Listen, if I have the courtesy to listen to all the nonsense you get ready to say, just reciprocate that. And if you can't listen to my point of view, then the hell with you. Right.
It's called reciprocity.
That's it. All right, now we are moving to our fan favorite, which is Opera That Thing Out. That's where you pick any song that you knew, like at least one favorite verse to. It could be a, nursery rhyme. It could be a rap song. I mean, whatever you want to do. Just sing it in your best opera voice.
Look, I'm thinking anything by Nate Dogg. Oh no, look at who they let in the back door. From Long Beach to Brooklyn, they know. We rock from the east to west coast. Queen salute, then go.
Listen, Nate Dogg was the first Leontine Price, wasn't he?
Nate was dope.
I'm trying to tell you.
There we
All right,
go.
now we're moving on to our game, Sing-a-Doo. Sing-a-Doo is a family-friendly game that all can play. It is a music card game me and my homeboy DJ All-Star created over the quarantine. So
Oh,
what
that's dope.
you're singing the melody of the song, but you can only use the word do. So we have different genres. We have hip hop and R&B. We got greatest hits, pop, Billboard hits, country rock, Sing-a-Doo favorites, old school, TV themes, and party and dance hits. Now I'm gonna do R&B and hip hop because that's what I know. And I'm gonna let you guess. Then after I do that, I'm gonna hold the cards up so you can figure out what song you're gonna do. Let me know you're gonna do it, and then I'll try to guess, and then we'll be out of here.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I think so.
All right. This is a greatest hits. Dang, how that one go? Do 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 do.
I do not know what song that is.
I can't really. You was talking about him earlier.
Hold up, do it again. I'm turning up my thing.
Okay, all right.
Do it again.
Do 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 do.
Oh, beat it.
Thank you. I'm like, come on,
turn it up.
All right. Next one. This is R&B.
Okay.
Do 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 That's it?
That's not Bobby Caldwell, is it?
No, it's younger.
Oh man, I know that song too.
I bet when I tell you what it is, you're gonna be like, that ain't what I thought you was doing.
Is it something? What is it?
I'm emotional and I can't let Carl Thomas.
Yeah, you know it's funny. I knew the era.
Yeah,
I was like, that's somebody late '90s, early 2000s. I was like that. I know that's not John B.
No,
but it's in that era.
This one you have everybody. You have to know this one.
Uh-oh.
Okay, this is R&B. Do 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 do. What? Do 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 do.
See, the part that's the part that sounds familiar is the break. Do that part again.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
I don't know who that is. I'm gonna lose.
Tell me what you want. Oh my God.
Here's okay, so here's his. Because your note was flat.
I didn't say I was gonna be a singer, nigga.
Because I would have been like, your second do was yeah, that's why I was. It's the damn doo-doo.
So you gonna correct my dudes?
It's the dudes was doing me in.
My dudes wasn't doing.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna hold up the card to the camera and see if you can do it. Once you pick it on, let me know. I'm gonna try.
Let me see.
Let me know.
Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to picture. I gotta remember the song. No, I can't. No. Okay. 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 I gotta think of a. Okay. Do 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 do.
Cheers.
Boom. Boom.
All right. Next one.
Okay. Raise it up just a little bit. Um, you know what? Okay, I think okay. Do I have to say what type of song it is or no?
You can, or I can just figure it out.
Okay. Well, let me look at it one more time. Okay. This is actually a good game. I'm trying to get to a part you'll know.
Okay.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
This gotta be an old ass song.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
PM Don. Damn, what's the name of the song? Is it the PM Don joint?
You know what? They sampled this, so that's close enough.
Oh, well, shoot. I don't know what the original is.
The original was Spandau Ballet True.
Oh, well, yeah.
But you know, they did sample it, so you're not wrong.
Okay. I was close. Okay, so your dudes weren't that bad. Okay.
Yeah. My dudes are fire.
All right, last one.
Okay, raise it up just a little. Let's see. Oh, dang. Jeez. Oh, okay. All right.
All I do is think of you. Okay. All right. That's what I'm talking about. You got your dues up. Okay. Well, that is how you play Sing-A-Doo. If anybody's interested, you can get it at singado.com. It's the perfect game for any occasion.
Oh, that's a fun. Hold on. I'm taking a picture of that. That's a fun game.
Singado.com. Come on now. Support the black business.
That's a good shoot. I wish I ordered last. You know, that's like for a family gathering like Thanksgiving or something. Well, Christmas is coming.
Exactly. Like, you got Christmas? What we doing?
Yeah, that's a fun one.
And let me tell you what you need to do. Add some liquor to that thing. Listen.
that brown juice.
Let me tell you what happened. So people that buy the game, they'll actually tag us because we're on Instagram, and they'll like tag us when they play the thing, right? So it was a family that was playing, and I guess they was doing like old school versus new school with the older generation, new school. And so the grandma got up there and she was doing her behind. She was getting down. I was like, Grandma, Lit, what's she doing? So then when they scanned the camera like to see what's going on, I saw that Hennessy, but I said, oh, that's what Grandma do. Grandma would listen. She was doing like she's gonna get paid. I was like, come on, Grandma.
Grandma was Nana was auditioning.
Okay. Well, it has been a pleasure to holler at you. So put your Instagram on there. Please let everybody know how they can find you, what shows you have coming up. If you got any merch to sell, if you got a podcast, whatever you got going, let them know.
Yeah, mainly you can find me at all things. I am Dean Edwards. Check out my website, deanedwards.net, which also, you can, if you go to my website, you can click and go directly to my special on Netflix with Tiffany and crew. I don't know. How soon is this airing?
Probably next Monday.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of my dates. Well, you can't catch me in Toronto because that's this weekend. But if you're in the Connecticut or New York City tri-state area, I'm closing out the year at the Bridgeport Stress Factory in Connecticut, Bridgeport, Connecticut, on December 29th, 30th, and 31st. Get your tickets because it's New Year's Eve weekend, so we will be selling out. Aside from that, yeah, you just follow me on all things social media. I'll be coming to a city near you, so come get these laughs, get this funny. And thank you, Michelle. We have been working on making this happen since I was in Atlanta in July.
Right.
So
Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, I had a blast, especially with the.
Well, good. That mean you got to subscribe too.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I haven't subscribed. I've subscribed to like I don't even. I'm so shadow in social media, like especially with YouTube, because I like if someone sends me a clip, I'll go to a different browser because I'm like I don't even want these. I'll actually watch this on my Chrome because it'll read in mine. But most things I don't even read them because then once you do one, then they're like, oh, here's something we thought you'd like as well.
No, forget the rest of them. We're the best over here. So forget
no,
them.
I'll rock with Kandid Kisses.
Well, I appreciate you.
Every
Monday, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. We'll see you next time.
What singer do? Hey, what singer do? Hey, yo. What singer do? What singer do? Hey, cuz. What Singadoo, cuz? Singadoo is a music game that all can play. All you have to do is sing the melody of the song on the card using only the word do.
Do. Same genre. Do.
What?
Do. 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 Do.
Take off my shoes and relax my feet. Get ticket.
Do, do, do.
Do, do, do. Do, do, do.
We'll make you.
Do, 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 do. Do, do, do.
You got your family and they need you there. But I try to resist being last on your list. But no other girl's gonna do.
Order your copy today at singadoo.com.